Hey, I wanted to shoot a short video because something pretty cool has happened. The first commercial third-party application for C64 OS has just been released, and that is Presenter by Erik from the Netherlands, and he publishes under the name Pig Games, Politically Incorrect Games. So there are two versions of Presenter. There's the free version, which you can download right now and install on C64 OS version 1.07. We're going to include the free version of Presenter in C64 OS version 1.08 and onwards. And he's selling for a very modest fee of €3 the full version. So first we'll look at what happens. I'm going to go into my C64 OS installs directory where I've got a bunch of car files for various types of installations. So when you download presfree 1.0 .car from the C64 OS Software Releases page, you get this car file, which is an application bundle. And I think what he's selling right now, I think he split it into two different cars. When I downloaded kind of an early release of it, there was one car, and you get this folder here. And in this folder, you get source code, you get a README, and you get a bunch of example files, plus the application bundle was in here. So after you extract Presenter Full, you then copy the bundle from here into your applications folder. Inside the full version, there's also a large and detailed tutorial, and also with the full version, there's some extras, like there's a PDF and some other files that come with it. So let's pop back over here to applications, and first, I'm going to, just for fun, I'm going to say about this app. Okay, so this is showing me about File Manager, and with this application selected, I will click this refresh button. And so here we have this cool icon. We see what version it is. It's just released in 2025, and who released it. And we can do the same thing for Presenter. Same details, except it's got this word full stuck on the end of it. So now let's launch into Presenter Free. Okay, cool message, cool icon, and very cool splash screen. So this kind of summarizes what I just told you. All the features of the full edition are available, all the actual presentation features of the full edition are available in the free edition. So if somebody makes a presentation file and they use features, they can be assured that those features are going to work in the free edition, even if they themselves are testing it out on the full version. Comes with help content, which we can actually load the help content up right here. So here is the help utility, and you get all this help content to tell you how to use Presenter and how to load files and so on. This is not an actual tutorial about how you create the presentation files. This is the built-in help content for how you use the application, which is the slideshow presenter. And the free version says here it's included in C64 OS, and that will be true in the very next release of C64 OS. Full version adds an extensive tutorial, example files, complete source code, plus some of the other PDFs and things that I mentioned. And this tiny URL will take you right to the place where you can download the free version from the C64 OS Software Releases page, and that talks about the full version, and it links to the place where you can buy and download the full version. So let's check out some of these menus. We have the File menu, and here is where we can open a presentation from inside the app. Tutorial will, we can open that. So this tutorial is a very tiny one-page introductory tutorial that comes with the free version. Again, kind of summarizing what we just talked about, but this is done in the presentation format, right? So we can end that presentation. Go home, of course, to go back to the file manager. So we have the ability to start the slideshow, and then when we're inside a slideshow, we have previous and next slides. We have end the presentation. And lastly, we have this joystick 2 driver, which is very cool. Maybe I'm going to show that actually. I should have set this up before. What I'm going to do is grab my joystick here. Now, I like to use a modified NES controller, which you can see right here. The switch on the top, changes the A button between being a duplicate of the B button, which is the standard fire button, or being a duplicate of the up button, which is useful for games that use up for jump. But we can also use this in the presenter as a clicker. So we're going to see how that works pretty soon. So I am going to go home like this, and I'm going to go to tab 1, and I'm going to come over here to the root directory. I'm going to go into my presentations folder or directory, and here I have a bunch of presentation files. Some of them are older, some of them are from World of Commodore before the presenter application was available, but I have ported, say, this one here from 2022. I wrote my own kind of simple presenter, but I ported it to the format that this new application uses. And I did that in 2023 as well. And in 2024, I wrote the first presentation that was natively in the new presenter format. So we can actually just double-click the file here. And if you have not assigned the presenter app to the .prs file format, you can you'll get this opener, and you can pick the presenter app and you can click assign. And so that is going to assign presenter. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna assign presenter free. So that's going to assign this application as the default application to open this file extension. So now I'm going to close this, and I'm just going to show you that now that I've made that assign, I'm just going to double click this file, and it should pop open. It should not only pop open the presenter, but it will also open my tutorial. Now, something that is a cool feature of the tutorial, of the presenter format, is that you can actually add formatted notes before the first slide, and those get rendered onto this screen. Now, I didn't do that for my slideshow because the feature wasn't available at the time, but it is a feature that's available now. So I'm going to start the slideshow, and you can see that not only has it started the slideshow, it also hid the address bar and the status bar, so it basically went into full screen. It also hid the mouse pointer, and it automatically installed the joystick driver. So I can now use this clicker to navigate the slides. So when I push, I'm pushing the A button. So when I push the A button, it has progressed to the first stage of the next slide, and the format allows for progressive building of slides, just like a presenter would, like PowerPoint. So when I push the A button again, it reveals a new block of content, and you can also see that there are colors, and there are a whole bunch of cool features like reusable variables and auto-generating variables like like slide number or the current date. And you can also do sort of these nested, you can make a block, for example, that is going to be reusable for a header or a footer or some block like this. If you wanted it to be displayed on multiple slides, you can assign that to a variable, and those variables can even have nested variables. So it's very powerful format. So you can see that when I progress, that actually removed this block, but we're still on the same slide, and now I'm revealing these bullet points, which is pretty cool. And I put in this little footer here, and now when I progress, I'm going to go to the next slide. Okay, so now I'm going to reveal some more points like this. Now, imagine that I want to go back. I can simply hit the, let me see how this works. Okay, I simply hit the right button, and it actually takes me back to the beginning of the slide I'm currently on. So you see how I can step forward. I can hit this to go back, and if I hit back one more time, I actually go back to the beginning of the previous slide. So if you go too far, you can step back in increments. So you can't step back from this point to this point, but usually you don't want to do that, right? So when you go like this, we step back to the beginning of the beginning of this slide. Okay, so I'm going to spit out some of those, and this was the presentation I gave at World of Commodore. Pretty cool. And I really like the fact that you can use different colors. It's very nice. This is a particularly nice use of colors in my personal opinion. It's kind of a word cloud, and by alternating the colors as we go through, that gives it a very kind of pleasing appearance. Okay. And here's another slide. You can see also that I have this sort of standardized header. That can be done using fields. And here I have another kind of style of bullet points that I've laid out with a bullet point plus a descriptor. Fart machine was an excellent, that got a laugh at the show. And finally, I wanted to show, my demo was not particularly long, but you know, it's pretty cool. Shows a few things. Doesn't use all the features of Presenter, but it does show a few cool things. So one of those cool things is this, where we have this slide that's already drawn out, and you can position the cursor back into some windowed area of the screen and draw something into an existing slide. So in this example, I start by drawing the box, and of course while I'm talking and giving my demo, I say, oh, and now we're going to jump into the demo, and I push a button, and this fills into the middle of the box. And that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool effect. So when we're done the presentation, we can hit Commodore E to end the presentation. And what that has done is automatically uninstalled the joystick driver. Slideshow is back to the beginning, and if we had notes, it would show our notes here. The other nice thing is it hides the mouse cursor automatically. So you know, you have the mouse cursor right here in the middle floating around, but you see that when we start, the mouse cursor disappears. And if we bump the mouse, we move the mouse, we can get our mouse cursor back, and we can also even reveal the status bar. And you can see that these look a little broken, right? Now the reason for that is because when the slideshow starts, it actually changes the character set, which allows us to use Petsky graphics characters in our slideshow, even though C64 OS itself uses a custom system character set. And when we progress to the next slide, watch what happens to the mouse cursor. See, as soon as we go to the next slide, or as soon as we proceed, the mouse disappears again, which is a really nice feature. I like that a lot. Okay, so the mouse just automatically gets it your way for you. And when you move the mouse, the pointer comes back. So we're going to end that. So lastly, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to go into, let's say the first thing I'll do is show the full version. So we'll launch the full version. And you note that the application is fully integrated with fast app switching. So we can, for example, we can bounce back to here. We can open our switcher. And we can see that the file manager, the full version of Presenter, and the free version of Presenter are all open at the same time. So for example, we can pop in here like this. We can start this slideshow. We can go home. And you can see that we can now pop back into this version of Presenter. And so we can actually jump back and forth between these apps very, very quickly. So it's fully integrated with fast app switching in the operating system. Beautiful splash screen. This one's a little different because it's for the full edition. And you can see that if we open the tutorial in the full edition, I'm not going to step through it all, of course, but I will show you that this tutorial is a much more advanced tutorial that shows it gives you all kinds of information about how to use all the features, and it also comes with examples that make use of each example makes use of a different feature. And lastly, I'll show that we are going to go to my presentations directory, and we're going to quit to basic and hold my control key here. And so that is going to keep us in this directory. So, oops, pardon me. So we have our presentation file here, C64 OS World of Commodore 2024.prs. And I'm going to load in NovaText. It was C64 OS World of Commodore 2024.prs. And you can see that this is how I'm editing the presentation. So you can see that it's quite visual, where you actually see the layout of your slide, but you also see that there are these codes that have been inserted, and that's how we do the various pauses and the windowing and so on. Okay, pretty cool. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you will find the presenter to be as cool and as useful as I have, and I hope you'll check it out, and I hope that you'll also support the developer, Erik and buy a copy of the full version. Thanks for watching.